What's up, everybody? Jazzbro Gonzo here. Another What's Next. Sadly, we're going to take a trip back to the land of wokeness. Haven't done one of these in a while. This is going to be totally sports related. The NFL. Well, of course, as we all know, the NFL has been a bastion of non-politicizing anything. Okay, I'm saying that with a straight face, but inside I'm laughing my ass off because the NFL has become a bastion of wokeness over the last 2 years. You know, from everything from throwing Black Lives Matter down on its turf to creating a second national anthem to its social bullshit programs. Now, speaking of social bullshit programs, turns out the NFL doesn't like the popo. Now, you gotta be kidding. You gotta be kidding yourself. What do you mean the NFL doesn't like the popo? I mean, come on. I mean, they give out respect to the military most times. You know, they have tremendous respect for the police. Ask Colin Kaepernick. And we'll get to him a little bit later, but in regards to this story, let's take a look at the nonsense. This comes out of the NFL. This is about the NFL through Outkick. NFL funnels money through its Defund the Police programs through its Inspire Change program. Defund the Police groups through Inspire Change. Yes, you know, that lovely Inspire Change program. Right there on the Community Justice Exchange website under the abolitionist organization's vision in a statement that reads, the group is working towards a world without prisons, policing, prosecution, surveillance of any form of detention or supervision. And it turns out the NFL is working with abolitionist group by funneling money from the league's Inspire Change, social justice, yes, systematic racism initiative to the Defund the Police group's bank account, according to Fox Business Report. Ironically, on its website announcing its relationship with Community Justice Exchange, the NFL fails to tell fans that the group's vision is a world without prisons, policing, or prosecution. It's unclear how much money the NFL has funneled through its Community Justice Exchange, but it was announced in a similar group. The Oregon Justice Resource Center received $300,000 this fall. In a statement released in April, after an officer-involved shooting, the OJRC announced what its intentions are for the donations, such as those which came from the NFL. Quote, we need social workers and programs, not police, they declared. We need truth, action, not empty gestures or platitudes, asking people to respond to the violence of the system with nonviolence without rebuking the violent system or calling for its destruction and actively harmful and hypocritical. Until we are prepared to accept these facts openly, acknowledging it, defund the police, refund communities, we will only repeat the cycle of neglect and violence. Sends shivers down my spine. In September, a grand jury cleared the officer involved in a shooting. Investigators say a man pointing a replica handgun at the police. The OJRC statement is still live on its Instagram page. In a June 2020 tweet, the OJRC had this to say about the law enforcement and defund the police and prisons. Quote, the brutality of LA and cruelty of our prisons are connected by the same malignant tumor, white supremes. Yes, those dirty white supremes. We must dismantle, defund it all. We didn't believe POC, RELE brutality. We are making the same mistake by not listening to those incarcerated, regarding their treatment, What does the NFL have to say about all this? Yeah, not so much. Quote, our 33 social justice grant partners have been selected based on the critical work that they have done surrounding Inspire Change, 4 pillars, education, economic advancement, criminal justice reform, and police community relations. Yeah. To break down barriers to opportunity and racism systematic. Bridge the gap between members of law enforcement and communities they serve. Yes, by defunding them, the NFL said in a statement to Fox Business. Quote, we stand by the work our grant partners have done and the lasting positive impact made in the communities across the country. Meanwhile, the NFL continues to work with grant partners via Institute of Justice, which has similar goals of dismantling the current culture of policing and working towards solutions that defund the police, shift powers to communities, according to Vera President Nicholas Turner, who wrote that June 8th, 2020. Anybody surprised? Any surprised that Goodell the clown continues to push this bullshit narrative through its, quote, justice program? And not surprising that money that's being funneled out of the NFL, your money that you spend on tickets and concessions, go to these bullshit ass programs. So, no surprise there. And no surprise that Goodell would hide this little thing. Of course, if you asked him straight up, I'm sure he would probably say, I had no idea that the social justice money, the programs that are doing such good to end white supremes and systematic racism, that's destroying our country by those evil police. That the social justice programs are doing anything that could be in any way, shape, or form constitute as a bad thing towards our law enforcement. But then again, that's just me. And with that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more just like this? Please leave a comment below, like it, share it, subscribe to it. And I'm sure there'll be more bullshit coming out of the NFL because it's no longer about the game. We'll catch you next time. Peace.